Okay, sounds great. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome again, and happy Friday. So a very warm welcome to our monthly virtual event. My name is Verily Keenan. I'm Vice President of NETPA, and my day job is Business Services Representative with Arizona at Work, Maricopa County. Today, we're very pleased to be hosting a panel of representatives from companies who are hiring. But before we welcome the panel, I have a couple of announcements to make on behalf of our board. So after 3 years as president, Matt Goyer has stepped down. We greatly appreciate Matt's hard work, enthusiasm, and dedication with supporting and promoting the services we provide to job seekers and employers. Today, I'm delighted to introduce Ryan Englin as our new president. Ryan, do you want to put the slide up, Ryan?
You bet.
There we are. Wonderful, thank you. Ryan has a background in corporate America, and he decided to move on to create his own company, Core Matters. Core Matters is a digital marketing company focused on helping clients from many sectors attract, hire, and retain frontline top talent. We're all very excited to welcome Ryan as our new president and are greatly looking forward to working with him as we enhance and expand our services to job seekers and employers. So very warm welcome to Ryan. And Ryan, I'm now going to turn the meeting over to you.
All right. Thank you, Verily, for that introduction. And it's nice to see all of you this morning. What we're going to do today is we're going to facilitate an employer panel. So we're going to be asking some tough questions, maybe some easy ones too, to just put out there to the community, to anybody that's on the webinar this morning, what opportunities exist and what those opportunities might look like, and also help you figure out if you're a good fit for any of those jobs that are open right now. We're also going to give each of the employers a chance to let you know how to apply for any of these open jobs towards the end of the call. So what I'll do is we've got our panel here. I'm going to actually start by letting them introduce themselves. So as you introduce, name, title, the company you work for, and 1 or 2 positions you're looking to fill right now. And if you have salary ranges, go ahead and add that. But that'll allow the attendees to hear from the employers what's open, what opportunities exist, and then maybe as we start asking questions, they'll tune in to your responses. So Shannon, you're in the top left corner of my screen, so you get to go first.
Perfect. Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Shannon Taylor. I am the Director of Talent Acquisition with Republic Services. So I'm very excited to be here on the panel. And for as far as hot opportunities right now, we're looking to fill our frontline roles, so driver positions, technician positions, some general labor roles. So look forward to talking about them a little bit more during the panel.
Awesome. Chris?
Hi, everyone. Excited to be here and a part of this panel. Christy Gephardt. I am the Talent Acquisition Manager at Dexcom in Mesa. And some of the current positions that we have a high need for are within our manufacturing leads, supervisors. We have some technicians as well as engineering roles that are pretty critical right now.
Great. Anne?
Hi, good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. My name is Ann Pierce, and I'm with Sunlar Corporate Recruiter, and currently what we're hiring for right now is a call center. We've got default, and we also have customer service.
Great. Liz?
Hi, Liz Martinez, Lead Staffing Specialist at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Arizona. I'm just going to say we have a blanket of opportunities. I'm sure everyone's kind of in the same boat, but can I say IT positions, a wide range of IT positions. We have some manager roles, marketing. We can get into more detail of those as well later on.
Great.
I look forward to speaking more.
Great. Sujatha?
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name is Sujatha Dixit, and I am a recruiter for Amazon. So I'm a recruiter for Global Security Operations team, which is part of worldwide operations. Global Security Operations is responsible for preventing risk and taking care of security for both people and products, and minimizing negative impact on Amazon business. So all of the roles that I have right now are related to security, risk, crisis management, and stuff like that. We can go over the details later on. Thank you.
Great. Okay. So I'll mix this up a little bit so we're not always in the same order. What I'd like to know is talk a little bit about what it's like to work for your company, maybe some things that make you different. What's a day in the life look like? So Sujatha, if you would start.
Yes. As everybody knows, Amazon is known for its most customer-centric company. So we are customer obsessed. So to talk about a little bit about the culture of the company, I'm assuming that everybody is aware of the 14 leadership principles that Amazon follows. So we live by our leadership principles pretty much every day. Everything we do at Amazon is framed around those 14 leadership principles. Some of those are like customer obsession, thinking big, learning and being curious about things, delivering results, earning trust. These are some of the things that are core fundamental leadership principles for Amazon that we constantly are working towards. Also, what you'll see is people are very innovative here. Amazon is constantly, innovating, and we learn from the past mistake, but we always pushing forward for new ideas. Regardless of your role, level in the company, we expect our people to be creative, think out of the box. And so constantly you're surrounded with people who are always thinking outside the box, being innovative. And as everybody knows, we're obsessed with our customers. So the key to our continued success is to innovate solutions to meet customer needs, whether it's anticipated or not. So while many jobs at Amazon do not directly touch customers, the concept of customer obsession is very critical. So what I would say is, throughout the day, you're constantly surrounded by people who are always thinking outside the box, being customer obsessed, and being innovative.
Great. Anne, tell us a little bit about working for your company.
Yes, all right. So I work for Sunlar. I just have to start off with saying I love working there. And the reason being is because we're truly a team, more like a family, right? We live by the respect and integrity and caring. We promote internally. You just need to be with us for 6 months in your role before you are able to post out. Our mindset is if we've got great talent, we would rather lose them internally than externally. So that's why we allow after 6 months, you're able to transfer out. We also have Sunlar University, and that's because we do ongoing training internally as well. We do mortgage servicing. We have an array of opportunity right now. We've got call center, IT, risk, quality. One of the unique things about us is we've been very fortunate to never have any type of layoffs at all. So it's a little bit about us, and we do employee referrals. We're all about growth internally. We really do a lot in the community as well, and it's one team. So it's a little bit about us.
That's great. That's great. Liz.
Sure. So I have to mirror, what the two panelists before me said as well. We're very customer focused. We're looking for candidates that can live by our mission, vision, and values, which is basically making Arizona a healthier place, especially right now during this pandemic. We really want those customer service focused individuals that have care and empathy and can help service our customers. Usually when they contact us, it's not for the greatest of situations, but every position touches our customers as well. So we need that same customer service fostered throughout the organization. The last employee engagement survey that we did, most of the employees with the organization described it as family oriented. So you'll see that across the organization, just people that really care. It makes it easy to come to work. We have a good time. Even through the transition of working remotely, we've found new ways to connect and engage. So it's just a great organization to be a part of.
Cool. Chris?
All right, so it sounds like Dexcom is very similar to many of these other companies. But Dexcom is a great company, to work for. For those of you that are not familiar with Dexcom, we're a San Diego-based medical device company that's been around for about 21 years. Our location here in Mesa, though, has only been around for about 3. But our continuous glucose monitoring device allows diabetics really to better monitor and control their diabetes. So the sensor measures their glucose levels just beneath the skin and sends that data to your smartphone about every 5 minutes. But our plant here in Mesa, we are a manufacturing plant, and we have and we continue to see, significant growth. We've grown, from when I started about 2.5 years ago. I think we had about, 300 people, and we're over 1,000 now. So we're just a fast-paced, fast-moving company with a lot of opportunity. I know many of the others have shared, some of the company values that they have and culture. Our goal as a company is to really empower people to take control of their diabetes. And so we really try to focus on creating, better results for patients, caregivers, medical professionals, and making it simple and essential for their diabetes control. But some of our values are, really to listen, serve with integrity, think big, and be reliable. But it's a great company and a lot of opportunity.
Fantastic. Shannon?
Perfect. So working with Republic Services is a fantastic organization, just like everyone else here on the panel. We are a publicly traded organization. Our headquarters are located in North Scottsdale, so we're right off of Scottsdale Road in Mayo near the 101. And what we do, if you're not familiar, is we're a waste and recycling company. We're one of the leading companies throughout the country, and we've got about 36,000 employees spread out throughout the U.S. We operate in about 40 plus different states, and it's just a really great place to be. I mean, we are an essential service, which is core to supporting the communities. We've been rated as a great place to work. We were a best employer for women, and also rated one of the most ethical companies in the world. So, just a really good people-oriented place that's driven to support our customer, just like every one of you all. And I always say is, we all create waste, and who better to pick it up than Republic Services?
That's great. That's great. All right. So there are some people on here that are community partners. There are also some attendees that may be job seekers. So the next question, so before I get there, all of you were invited because you're amazing employers in the Phoenix metro area. So I'm not surprised that we heard a lot of similar things from you around the values and the work environment and everything else. But for those attendees or those community partners that are thinking, which one is the right fit for me? Which one should I send some job seekers to? What I'd love you to do is speak specifically for your company. How would someone know they're the right fit for your company? That's the path they should go down. So if you could start, Shannon, that would be great.
Yeah, so I'll start with some of the, I would call it basic stuff that I think sort of helps, and then I'll go and dive into a little bit of more of the personal piece. So if you'd like, the best way to do it is to take a look at our career site. We give you a lot of information about our core values as an organization, and those are going to be the first things that you'll want to kind of align with. And at Republic, we have what we call our 5 R's, so respectful, responsible, reliable, and resourceful, relentless. But outside of that, it's one of the core 3 things that we currently have as our employment brand, our employee value proposition is really what we call our We Work for Earth campaign. And that aligns with 3 things: family, community, and sustainability. And if those 3 things align with you, that's a really good start to whether or not Republic Services is the right place for you. Secondly, after that, I would say take a look at the job descriptions that we have. take a real honest assessment of your experience, and then apply to those roles that really best fit your background. It's really important we have those opportunities that are out there, and we're really looking for particular skill sets. And so it's really important that as you look at the opportunities at Republic, that you are also considering, am I applying for the right jobs? Because that's going to reduce the amount of frustration that you have with potential rejections. That'll get you closer to the interview, and ultimately get you in front of some hiring managers to really express your skill set and desire and the value that you can add to the organization.
Great. How about you, Chris?
So similarly, I think that, you want to align, with, some of the values that we have. We have a lot of information on our website. But here in Mesa, specifically, we are a manufacturing facility. And so many of our positions are within, obviously manufacturing, but then quality, engineering. We have warehouse positions, as well as other administrative roles. And so you could definitely, take a look at our website, look at the job postings that we have. We have several, entry-level positions as well. So if you don't have experience in many of these departments, we do have, opportunities at that entry-level role, as well as, some of the senior leadership roles. When you're looking, at our careers page, it'll also show you positions that you might be a good match for, based off of your resume. So, joining our talent network will be good. So that way, my team can, review you not only for current available roles, but also for, future roles that do come up. Yeah, so I think that, in general, just more to that point, I guess, too, is just our company, just with all of the growth that we've seen over the last several years, it is very, fast paced and a lot of growth. And so if that's the type of environment that you like, that would be, definitely a great environment for you. And yeah, I think that, that's pretty much, I guess, a good overall view of, what you might be able to expect as well.
Okay. Liz.
I think engaging with our brand, either on any of the social media outlets, seeing what we're posting about and what we're talking about, visiting our career page, jobs.azblue.com. We've spent a lot of time and thought on creating our career page, and we just revamped it and launched a new career page recently. So you can check out the different tabs, our culture. We have different employee photos and videos and comments and, what it's like to work at Blue. It talks a little bit about our benefits, which are a huge part of the job as well that people look for. There's opportunity for you to engage with our chatbot and ask questions about what it's like to work at Blue, what our schedule's like and what we're doing right now for our employees and what we're doing for our candidates. There's options to set up time and engage with the actual recruiter. So I would definitely encourage that, engage with our brand, engage in any opportunities to connect with recruiters. If we don't have an opportunity that fits your skill set or need right now, most likely it'll be coming up in the very near future, and you're already creating those relationships and those communications and pipelines.
Okay. How about you, Ann?
So for us, my recommendation would be also, take a look at the website. But I would say in addition to that, go off your personality, right? Because, a lot of times when you find something and if it fits your personality, it's not necessarily a job. And for us, when you apply online, one of the unique things about us is as a team, we actually share our resumes as well. So when we go through the resumes and if we see that somebody might be a better fit for another department, we work together and we share that with each other. I would say ask all the questions. If you're interviewing for a company and, they're not, let's say comfortable with answering those questions, you have to ask yourself, what are you looking for? And I always say it's a two-way street. You bring just as much value as the company, and without you guys, right, there's not necessarily a company. So, I would say, again, go off your personality, take a look at the website. And if there's folks, that work at the company as well, ask them, ask those folks, so tell me a little bit about this company. This way you can match it up with who you're talking to make sure that, that it makes sense. We're an employee-owned company. So as an employee-owned company, we've, after a year being with us, you do get employee stock that is free of charge. And then after 3 years, you're completely vested. Our benefits do start the first of the month. So if you start on, let's say, June 29, July 1st, your benefits are effective. So, and again, a lot of the growth, internally. So that would be my recommendation, is take a look at, the different opportunities out there, and again, really go off your personality, and internally we can also help guide you.
Sujatha.
Yes. So Amazon has a lot of different excuse me, Amazon has a lot of different teams that focuses on a variety of things, from cloud computing to Alexa devices to online shopping, grocery delivery. So it's hard to categorize this company as one type of company, which is great because we need all kinds of, people with all kinds of talents and expertise. So what we are actually looking for, so Amazonians are hired for their strong judgment, sense of ownership, bias for action. And we are looking for potential Amazonians who share the same enthusiasm for building the future. So there is no typical profile that we're looking for. What I would, as all of the other panelists suggested, go to our website. We've been hiring a lot for several different teams. What I would suggest is go to the website, take a look at whether it's a location, whether it's the different types of teams that you're interested in. Look at the job description and see if you are a good match for that, and then apply. My recommendation is to apply for few roles, not to all of them, because we do see that we do get a lot of applicants. When I post a requisition, I get about 300 to 500 applicants within a month, and it is a lot. So what I would recommend is, look at job descriptions, try to see if it's a good match for you, and apply for the roles that actually fit your profile, your skill set, and what you're looking for. The other suggestion would be is if you know other Amazonians, ask them to refer you. Employee referrals are really big within the company. So if you are able to find somebody who's an Amazonian, tell them what kind of roles you're looking for, and they can help narrow down the roles that they have open, for whether it's for the team or for the entire Amazon. And you can have those employee referrals. When somebody gets an employee referral, that goes into a separate bucket. We value that more. So it would be a lot easier for you to get direct attention from the recruiters. And Amazon website, the jobs.com site, has several openings, and I think that would be the best route. Also connect with me. I'm on LinkedIn. Connect with me, and I'll be able to help you guys with any openings that maybe are in the US, or we do have a lot of openings in Arizona, Goodyear, Phoenix, and I should be able to help you there as well.
I love that you're calling them Amazonians. Awesome.
But I think she also brought up a great point here, and I'd love to ask this question that is new. There are a lot of job seekers out there right now. And as Sujatha said, lots of people applying for the same jobs. So what can job seekers or community partners do to coach their job seekers on helping them stand out so that their application gets reviewed, they get into the interview? I know there's a process for most every one of you, but any tips or guidance you could give the attendees would be fantastic. Anne, I'm going to start with you.
Okay. So what I would do is, whether it's Sunlar or any one of us in the panel, it's really about you guys. And what I would do is, when you look for work, go to the website, go to LinkedIn, and see if you can find a contact. If there's someone there that you do know, email them. And the best way to reach out and stand out from 500 applications, or even 20 applications, would be, find a contact on LinkedIn, email that recruiter directly. It shows initiative, and you do stand out. So that would probably be the best way that I would handle it, is you go in and you get a direct contact, and then you email them and you show them that, I've applied for this role, I'm really interested with moving forward if there's an opportunity, and you go from there.
Thank you. Liz?
I would have to agree. Definitely use your network. Do your research on the company, the brand, make those connections. Also, I would just encourage you to make sure your profile on social media outlets are updated, showing that you're available to work, ready to work. I know there's a lot of different tools and resources out there that organizations are providing right now during this time. For example, I know Indeed has a hashtag movement, hashtag ready to work. You can add it on your profile. It makes it easier for recruiters to find you and know that you're ready and basically ready to work and jump in. So I would definitely do your research on what's available out there and definitely utilize your network. Again, everyone has something different. I mentioned our chatbot earlier where you can set up a time to talk to a recruiter, and just creating those relationships now will help you stand out as well.
Great. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I would agree with all of the others, really extending, putting that work into identifying individuals at the company, especially within talent acquisition, and really reaching out to them, letting them know, your interests, but also, how you align with the role that you're applying for. I think the other thing that's really helpful, at least for me and my team, are, for many of these positions where you do get, hundreds of applicants, it's very helpful. I know it's very easy to apply online sometimes and use your LinkedIn profile, but many times LinkedIn profiles are not complete. And so I don't really know if you're actually qualified for the position that you've applied for because it's missing the details that are usually on your resume. And so if you use a LinkedIn profile, really try to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is complete. And if not, the preference would always be a resume, just because we can see a little bit more about, what your responsibilities, your accomplishments, and, everything else that you've accomplished in your career.
Shannon, do you have anything to add?
No, I think they've hit them all. The only thing that I would just say is be purposeful in your communication. So, the idea of identifying that recruiter and reaching out, have a succinct message as to why you're reaching out so that the recruiter knows you're not necessarily spamming the world.
Okay. Sujatha, do you have anything to add?
Yes, I have a few things to add. So I'm going to look at this from a recruiter's perspective, right? So let's say I have an opening and I have, maybe 150 applicants. The way I try to find the best candidate or the one that's going to be a good fit is first, I echo all of the inputs that the other panels gave here. You want to have a resume that's complete. And you want to make sure that you start with a summary, skill set, and your education, and then you talk about your experience. So I see a lot of resume where I'm looking at the resume and I'm like, I don't understand what this is all about. There is so much story there. Recruiters do not have time to spend more than 30 to 40 seconds on one resume because we have huge volume. So what I would suggest think about this from a recruiter's perspective. When a recruiter looks at the resume, they're looking at, okay, what skill set this person has. In the summary, you want to add 3 to 4 lines about what is it you're trying to tell them, because I don't have time to read the entire resume. If you have a resume of 6 to 8 pages, I don't have time for that, right? I'm looking for candidates who can precisely explain what their skill sets are, summary of their experience, and if they are a good match for that role. Let's say I have a crisis manager role. I'm looking for experiences where that person, their skill set matches the, job description. So you want to tailor your resume to the job description and highlight skills that match that position. As Chris said, make sure that your, LinkedIn profile is up to date and it coincides with your resume as well. So sometimes we look at the LinkedIn profile, it does not match with what's on the resume. So it is really important that you update your resume, update your LinkedIn profile, make sure that your resume is clear for recruiters to understand, and also make sure that your skill sets matches the job description. You're highlighting skills that are appropriate for the role that you're applying. Because many times I see, as I use the same example, crisis manager, I see a lot of people who apply apply who are software developers or, totally inappropriate. So make sure that you're applying to the roles and make sure that you're applying to the skill sets and the jobs that matches your profile. Don't just randomly apply to roles hoping that somebody will pick up your resume and then, take you to the right recruiter. So it is important that you make sure that your resume is up to date and clear for the recruiters to understand.
Thank you. Yeah, I think there's a lot of consistency from everybody there on be intentional, make sure that your social media is updated, and make sure you're really clear on the job you're applying for. So we've got a bunch of great companies here. It sounds like you all have great opportunities available for job seekers. For those people that are thinking, you know what, I want to find an employer and I want to be able to grow in my career, I want to be able to have opportunities for advancement. I'd love for each of you to speak about that right now. Like, what are some of the career paths you might have inside of your organization, whether it be some of the jobs you have now or even some other positions that you haven't discussed yet? And just share that with the attendees. What are the opportunities for advancement and what kind of career paths do you have set up? So Liz, I'm going to start with you.
The career paths really depend on, we take a lot of thought into our individual development plans once you're actually an employee with us, and working with your manager to create those plans and where you see yourself growing within the organization. So our entry-level position is customer service, a call center environment, back-to-back phone calls, assisting our customers. But there's a lot of opportunity to growth once you come into the organization, get to learn more about the healthcare field, where you see yourself growing. We've had customer service representatives go into IT as developers and technical analysts and business analysts. So it really depends on the individual to create that career path in with their current management as well. But we have a great tuition reimbursement program that can help you get the education and skill set and knowledge that you need. We have a mentorship program that can help you learn more about different positions that you might be interested in to growing. So just a lot of great opportunity. I think our last metrics was about 38% of our positions are filled internally. Which is the reason why we're constantly filling those entry-level roles, because our employees are moving into other positions within the organization. So that speaks a lot to our organization and the opportunities that we have. We do value internal opportunities and growth and professional and personal development. I think somebody else mentioned that earlier as well. So we want our employees to be happy in the positions and the work that they're doing, and we are willing to help them get to where they want to be as well.
Great. Sujatha?
One of the great things about Amazon is, let's say you are hired into a role and on day one, you tell your manager, hey, you know what, this is not something that I want to do. I want to try something else. Your manager will always help you. So that is one of the advantages, is even if you join a team, let's say give it a week, give it a month, and if you feel like that's not a right fit, your manager will help you get to the right role, as I said, on day one. So it is really important that you connect with your manager, tell them what you're looking for, what are your interests, and moving into the company to different roles, different levels is really easy. It's basically how you push yourself, how much you want to work hard. If you have the passion, if you have the drive, your managers are always willing to help you. So every time I have an idea, my manager says, okay, how can I help you? So that is one of the biggest advantages of many teams within Amazon. So I think what is important is for the individual to have that drive, have that conversation with their hiring managers, and identifying what they want to do and getting help.
Okay. Anne, how about you?
So for us, we've had a lot of folks that have transitioned, just, especially with, what's happening out there with the COVID-19. So we kind of have in all walks of life right now. But for folks that are doing transitions, a lot of times they do go into the call center. And again, it's 6 months, and after 6 months, they can transfer out. And we have a lot of opportunities in all areas, whether it's, you know, loss mitigation, whether it's quality, whether it's risk. But what we do is after that 6 months and the folks start applying out, what we do in recruiting is we work a lot with our internals, and we ask them to do kind of a side-by-side and job shadow, because for us, it's important, especially, you know, when they're inside and they're looking or they're interviewing, we encourage them to talk to the leaders even before they interview so that they can make sure if that is the right fit for them. And you sometimes don't know until you're sitting down with that individual who's actually doing the role, and you do that side by side. So that's one of the things that we do for our internals for our career growth path. We also have other locations as well. So sometimes after 6 months, folks want to move over to our other states, and that's something that we work with as them as well. And their leaders are very involved, with the growth opportunities, whether it's the tools. If folks are interested in a role, and let's say that they're not quite there yet, and you know they need some more tools, that's what we have our Sunlar University for. We give them classes. Our leaders work with them. They do their one-on-ones so that they can find out what they need to get to those next levels.
Great. Shannon?
Yeah, at Republic Services, you know, there's a lot of career paths you can potentially take, and depending on where you start within the organization, some are more defined and some are less defined. The way I really describe it is, you tell us where you want to go, and we'll help you put lines in the road. And so it's really important that as you join the organization and you look for that next career path, you kind of take in as much as you can and learn as much as you can about the business. Be intellectually curious. I always explain to some of the folks in one of our stories is, you know, our current president CEO started as a driver of a garbage truck, and now he runs a $10 billion business. He has a high school diploma. And so there's the opportunity for, and there's other stories in our organization that are the same way. Our COO started driving a garbage truck, a couple of our VPs of operations as well. One of our past head of HR started driving a garbage truck. And so it is woven into our organization that people can grow up through the organization, find your path, and find that personal success and professional success that you're looking for. But it's really going to be about you asking the right questions, being curious about the organization, being really good at what you do and adding value, and those opportunities will present themselves.
Okay. And Chris?
Yeah, I think that, everybody's really touched on it, as far as, and I think what stands out to me, and I completely agree, is that a lot of it falls on, you as an individual and what it is that you want to do, own your future, I guess is what I like to say. And, you can come in and you have really everything in front of you. You have all kinds of opportunities. Again, if you start as, entry level, position, there's obviously a lot more opportunities for you to progress than someone coming in as a senior leader. However, you can decide, if you're coming into manufacturing, do you want to stay there? If you don't, there's different things that you can move into. And there's different things that you can add to your resume, right? Different education skills that, might be able to help you move into, let's say, an engineering type of role. It's really up to you and, again, what you want to do and the steps that you want to take to get there. But we do, once you are within the company, we have a lot of opportunity for that internal mobility, really moving throughout the company. My TA group, we work very closely with our supervisors and managers as we're posting positions. We want to see, do we have any internal candidates that are qualified and can fit this role, and we can help provide that opportunity for them. And then the other thing too is that we have many different locations, as I'm sure many of the other panelists have as well. You're not limited to just Arizona. If you're interested in moving to San Diego, we have a lot of opportunities out there as well. And so, it really just depends on, what it is that you're looking for and, how far you want to go.
Great. We have a question here from an attendee that I'd love for each of you to speak to. As things have changed and a lot of people are doing telework now. So the question is, what telework options are available? Do you have any for any of the positions that we're talking about? And if so, are equipment and materials provided to do the telework? So Shannon, we'll start with you.
Yeah, sure. So depending on the role, so there's a part of our organization that they just don't have the option for telework, and so we are very cognizant of that. However, there is a portion of our population, obviously with COVID-19, as you can see, I'm sitting in my home office today, and so there's a big contingent of our employees that are now working from home. For example, we with COVID-19 have shifted all of our about 98% of our call center employees are now remote workers, and as well as our IT group and some of, HR. So yes, absolutely. And the technology to actually get the work done is provided. So, we're going to give you what you need to be successful, whether you're in the office or not.
Okay. Chris?
I would agree, with that. It's very dependent on the role. For us here at Dexcom in Mesa specifically, a good majority of our positions are manufacturing. And so, many of those roles are still going on site. We obviously have taken proper precautions, for everyone that is on site. So you do feel very, safe and, social distancing in place. But for those that, we are able to work from home, I'm working from home. Obviously, my team, even many of the engineers and some of the quality individuals, if it's not all, remote, we do have rotations set up where, we may go on to the, on site, maybe, twice, 3 times a week. But we do have different options. It's just dependent on, the departments that you're in.
Okay. Sujatha?
Yes, I would echo what the other panelists said. There are some roles that we need people on site, and there are other roles that can be done remotely. I am working from home since March, and so are many of the teams. For the roles that can be work from home, they do provide all equipment, whether it's a laptop, mouse. I have 2 monitors, docking station, IT support. We do have all of these, help from the company, and we are able to work from home since March, and looks like Amazon has announced that they will have all of the employees that can work from home until October, and it has been great. The IT has been great in supporting us with any help that we need, whether it's equipment or connectivity and stuff like that. So yes, depending on the type of role, we do have full support in working from home and being remote.
Thank you. Liz?
Just like everyone mentioned, I think traditionally we've been an on-site organization, so enjoying those one-on-one interactions and face-to-face interactions. But with COVID-19, within weeks, 97% of our staff went to a remote environment. And I think it's been a learning experience for us. Our CEO said it the best, that we've become champions of this remote environment. Our employee performance is well, engagement is well. Managers are impressed with how well employees have transitioned to the remote environment. So I think that's going to change our culture and allow us to be more open for remote opportunities. Right now, we don't have a plan or a set date to come back to the office, but like I mentioned, remote environment is doing well for us. And I can see that continuing to be part of our recruitment plan in the future. So I think it's definitely something that we're going to be more open to.
Okay. Anne, you're nodding your head.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to piggyback Liz. Same thing for us. We're probably over a little bit of 95% remote, but same thing for us. Early March, we started going remote, and what was really awesome was that about a couple weeks ago, our CEO, did a meeting and let everybody know, with all the concerns that's happening, we also don't have a date to come back yet. And so with that being said, and how successful it's been, they're looking at a lot of these roles also, who can and what will stay remote. So it's been a huge win. A lot of the communication And one of the things that we do is we give everyone, Google Chromebooks, monitors, so we're giving everyone the tools that they need as well, all virtual training as well. So, yep, really excited to say that it's working out. It's working out great for all of us.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I'd like to just ask if there's any final thoughts you guys have, anything else you'd like to add that I'm not asking. Each of you have different things about your business, even though a lot of you agreed, yeah, very much similar. I know that each of your companies is very unique. So is there anything that you would like to add for the attendees, just to let them know a little bit more about your company? And Ann, I'll start with you.
I'm gonna give a little bit of personal history about me, because I actually joined Sunlar 2016 when we first opened in Arizona, and I love our company. I was with them for 2 years, and I love what I do in recruiting. So with that being said, I took a leap and I decided to start my own business. And I think it's important for me to share this with you because I'm back at Sunlar. And, maintained really good relationships. I let the company know that it was important for me to take this journey so that I wouldn't regret anything in life. And they were super supportive. And things were working out, and I've always been in touch with them, and they started, continuing to grow and asked me to come back. And you know what, I did my journey. I appreciate it. I have nothing to regret, but this is my home. I think, and again, one of the biggest things that's so unique about us is our CEO, right? He's part of the reason that for me, I came back. A lot of it is trust. When you say what you're going to do, you're going to do it. None of us is as smart as all of us, so as a team, when we come in and we share ideas, they take them and they help implement them, and they're not implementing your ideas. They encourage you and they show you how to implement your own ideas. And that for me, I think, is what's so unique, and the trust that we've never had any type of layoffs at all. I think it's really important, and to show who you are as a company. We're completely transparent. So I wanted to share that piece with everyone here because it's my own personal story. And, just want to say that I really stand by what I believe in with Sunlar.
Thank you. Sujatha?
Yes, so I would like to share a personal story as well, because I came to Amazon from a smaller company in Bellevue, and when I joined, I had some ideas. I joined as a contractor because I wanted to make sure that this role was a fit for me, the location was okay for me, and so I joined as a contractor. And when I did, within the first month, I said, hey, we are, looking at this process. I have done differently in my previous company. Yes, that was a small company, but I think we can use that. I have been successful in it. And I brought the idea up to my manager. And initially I thought, okay, I'm a contractor, I'm a temporary worker here. My ideas may not be considered as something good, and they may implement it, but they did. So, which is amazing, because whether it's not about the tenure, it's not about the experience in the company, it's not about your previous experience, where you come from, how much knowledge you have, it's the idea. So anytime you have a new idea, innovative idea, it is considered as something big, and there is opportunity for you to share that idea. And I've seen things being implemented, and it gives you a lot of empowerment. So if you want to join Amazon, I know we hear a lot of stories about work-life balance. It is all up to you. If you are somebody who wants to do something beyond what is expected of you in the company, you can, and you have opportunities to do that. Or if you just want to be part of the company and just continue doing what you want to do, that is fine too. But if you are somebody who's innovative, who's creative, who has different ideas, and if you want to bring that out and share to the team, that is something that is totally encouraged and appreciated. So that is one of the values that I really liked. when I joined as a contractor, I was very impressed with that, and now I'm a full-time employee because I was so in love with that concept where you have full power, you have the empowerment, you have the capability to share your ideas and help change the process for a larger company like Amazon. I think that is definitely something that's valuable.
Great. Chris?
Yes, so it sounds like we're making this personal, and I'll jump on that too. But you know, Dexcom has been great. They're a great company. You know, personally, I've worked, you know, a good majority of my career within medical devices, and I love, you know, just the passion that people bring, having that purpose, that bigger purpose behind, you know, the work that I'm doing. You know, I'm going to work and I love what I do. I love the people that I work with. We have a great culture, but I also get to know, you know, that the work that I'm doing is saving lives or improving the lives of people, you know, each and every day. The product that we're making, it really does, you know, make an impact. And for those of you, you know, that don't have that experience, that's okay. You know, we all have different things, and I've worked at other companies that, you know, aren't medical device, but it really is great. And I think that, you know, we as a company do try to keep that in front of all of our employees, because we do want everybody to know, you know, that what we're doing is making a difference. We have a lot of Dexcom warriors, you know, many, you know, some celebrities, other, you know, just, you know, individuals, you know, people of all, you know, backgrounds that will speak for, you know, Dexcom, and it is pretty amazing. And I would encourage all of you guys, you know, to go, and if nothing else, I mean, even if you're not, let's say, interested in Dexcom as a company, just look at the, you know, the product that we have and hear those stories. They're awesome. And I think that that's what's great, you know, each and every day going to work and just knowing, you know, seeing their pictures, you know, along the walls, you know, of our office, online, you know, we've got plenty on there too. And so it is, you know, just such a great, you know, company, not only because of that, but also because of the opportunities, right? You know, here I've seen, you know, personally in the 2.5 years that I've been there, you know, here in Mesa, you know, we've grown so much, and there's been so much opportunity, and being able to hear and talk with people, you know, all of us here on the panel, we're all in HR, talent acquisition. And, you know, the reasons why we're in talent acquisition is because we like to help people. We want to see, you know, those growth opportunities, and being able to see it and be a part of that, you know, it is, it's very rewarding. We all work for great companies. I think we all, you know, can see that everything that we're saying, it's all very positive, and, you know, any one of these companies are going to be a great place to work. But yeah, I think that, you know, just overall, it's great. The passion, you know, and, you know, just the opportunity at Dexcom is amazing.
Great. How about you, Shannon?
You know, one thing I would say, and I'll keep it, you know, pretty brief. I think everyone, you know, to Chris's point, we all work for really amazing organizations. The one thing I would say is at Republic, we really do put the human and human resources, right? And it's because our people drive our business, and without our people, we can't be as successful as we are. And so, you know, one of the things I'd encourage you all to take a look at is really, as you look for opportunities, what's going to say a lot about the business is how they've reacted to their employees and what they've done for their people during this COVID crisis. And a lot of the things that we've done at Republic Services, we committed $20 million to support our customers and our community and our employees. And so I'd encourage you to take a look at our career site and see our Committed to Serve campaign and the things that we're doing. To some of the other panelists that I've mentioned, you know, we haven't laid off any of our employees. And it's because we're committed to keeping our people and providing our customers with a great service through this pandemic and beyond. And so I think that says a lot about how we value our people and how we value the service that we provide to the communities.
Great. Liz?
I have to piggyback off what Shannon said, you know, with the COVID-19 pandemic, you know, what makes us different is the commitment that we've had with our employees, our customers, and our community. even before the pandemic, our Mobilize AZ program, which focuses on 3 healthy initiatives that we found, Arizonans struggle the most with, which would be substance abuse disorder, mental health, and diabetes. During this pandemic, we're seeing a spike in mental health right now too, which makes sense. There's a lot of uncertainty going on right now. So just really strengthening those programs and those initiatives, I think puts us, out above the rest. And, all these organizations are great organizations. Again, I just would encourage you to look at our culture, look at what we're doing in the community, look at what we're doing for employees and customers, and really see if that would be a fit for you, if you can support those initiatives and have those personal connections. I know we talked a little bit about our personal stories. And my personal connection is with the healthy initiative that we've chosen. I personally know people that have struggled with substance abuse disorder, mental health, and diabetes. So it's easy for me to support our organization and wake up and do the work that I do every day.
That's great. So what I want to do now with the little bit of time we have left is we've got a few attendees out there. So I want to throw this to the attendees. If there's someone that has a question for anybody on the panel or even for all the panelists, please raise your hand. I also know that there's a couple of employers on the call. So if there's an employer that would like a quick chance to present some open positions they have, I'd love to have them do that. So if anybody wants to raise their hand, any questions, or if there's an employer that wants to announce any of their openings that they have. No one yet. There we go. We got a taker.
Hi, my name is Linnea. I work at the International Rescue Committee, and we do refugee resettlement. And so we are always looking for employers that are refugee friendly, I guess you could say. We're always looking for companies that would be maybe a little bit more accommodating of people with less job experience and education. And so can anyone share maybe some positions that could potentially be good for people who are super entry level, and maybe some accommodations that you would be willing to provide to someone like that?
Does anybody on the panel just raise your hand and go for it?
Hey, Linnea, this is Shannon at Republic Services. I think for someone that is, like you said, very entry level, maybe some resettlement, some of the roles at Republic are probably going to be our general labor roles. So we do have laborer and sorter roles where you don't need very much experience in it. And depending on the person, that may be a good opportunity that aligns to their background.
Linnea, for Dexcom, very similar to Shannon. We've got some of our entry-level manufacturing positions available. I know we've worked with Arizona at Work as well previously with refugees, and so we do have those opportunities. And so definitely, reach out to us. We're happy to help out to see, what we might be able to provide.
So we also have a few openings at, in Arizona, especially in the Goodyear GSOC location. We have some roles that are called security guards and some escalation specialists. What those roles are is we are looking for bilinguals. It could be Italian, Spanish, Castilian, German, Japanese. These are some of the bilingual language roles that we're looking for. And for these roles, we are not looking for somebody with a lot of experience, but who can communicate well, both in English and another language. These positions are mainly to help drivers in different countries. If they have any issues, if they have any problems, they reach out to the GSOC in Arizona, and that is when these escalation specialists handle those calls. So we are not looking for somebody with a lot of experience, but who is able to communicate in multiple languages, and those are some of the entry levels that we have.
Okay.
And sorry, this is Anne. So, and for us, we also have, customer service, call center opportunities. But, I think to better, understand is, when you say a lot of, not a lot of experience, that can mean many very areas. If you're comfortable being on the phone, if you're comfortable being on the computer, and you're comfortable with talking, then we have opportunities. So if you want to take a look at our website, we actually have, we've got a customer service class starting, July 20th. If you want to connect, with, I'm sure any one of us, but myself too on LinkedIn, my name is Ann Pierce. And if you want to send us your resume, I'd be happy to take a look at it and go from there.
And I would just mirror what everyone else said. I think it depends on the individual and the skill sets that they do have. Our main entry-level customer service position, but I think it would benefit each individual to connect with the recruiter and talk to them more and get a better idea of what opportunities are out there. We have entry-level positions throughout the organization. So a lot of it might just be timing, what's available right now. But I would encourage making those connections.
Thank you. Thank you, Linnea. All right, we've got another one. Leah.
Yes, good morning, everyone. My name is Leah Hill, and I'm an employer at Honor Health. Specifically, I specify in workforce development. So I build pipelines to employment with community members, as well as oversee our corporate university. So I really I specialize in upskilling our current workforce as well. But we do have positions available right now, over 200 at all 5 of our medical centers that are in North Phoenix and Scottsdale, and then at our 70+ medical group locations. And so we're hiring for full-time, part-time, on-call, day shift, night shift, weekend shift, etc. So if you're interested, please reach out to me personally. Again, my name is Leah Hill with Honor Health, or you can check out our careers at honorhealthcareers.com.
Thank you, Leah.
Thanks, Ryan.
All right, and we have a question here, and I think this will probably be the last question for everybody. Are there certain roles available for people with physical, mental, or learning disabilities? This person works with people who have disabilities. And then I have another question here that just came in, so let's answer all of them. Hire with anybody who speak another language. Sujatha, I know you'd mentioned that already, so I guess that's for everybody else. And then background check requirements. So Shannon, if you want to start.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are an equal opportunity employer. So we don't necessarily, if you have the skills, if you're physically able, right? Or, I don't like to use disabled, but as long as you're physically able to do the job, and whatever your limitations may be, we will accommodate as we can. But we don't want to discriminate in any way with anyone's particular ability. So come one, come all, we'll find a place for you at Republic Services. And then from a background check perspective, we do have a criminal background check. We do a drug screening process as well. And depending on the roles, there are some deeper background checks that happen, particularly if you are in a driver role or a finance role. Our drivers drive several 1,000-ton trucks, and so it's important that we have really good, safe drivers in the communities. But yes, so we do have those sort of requirements as well.
Chris?
I would agree, with everything Shannon said. We've equal opportunity employer, background check. We don't drug screen, but it just depending on the position that you have, there may be, more done on that background. So, but yeah.
Okay, Liz?
Yeah, I would just mirror what Shannon said. You know, we don't discriminate based on any type of disability. We're always looking for ways to partner and become a more diverse organization. So I would like to make a connection. I'm not sure who asked that question, but if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, or you can email me, liz.martinez@azblue.com. I'd love to talk more about how we can partner and for those different opportunities that we have within the organization. Also, in regards to our background check, we are a nonprofit, and we do have Department of Insurance requirements to meet. So we do have a pretty extensive background check, as well as drug testing that we do as part of our employment opportunities. And then as far as hiring people that speak other languages, depending on the position, if there's a need for a bilingual skill set, you know, we do look for that. But like Sujatha said earlier, you know, being able to communicate effectively and clearly is very important in any of our positions.
Okay. Before I move on, for all of the panelists, if you have either direct contact information, email, phone number, or you want to share your website where people can apply, if you could go ahead and put it in the chat right now, that way everybody can get your contact information as we wrap up. Sujatha?
Yes.
So disabilities and then background checks.
Yes. So for disability, yes, we diversity and inclusion are the core values for Amazon. So we bring varying background ideas and points of view to you know, invent on behalf of our customers. So if you are somebody who is able to do the job, you know, if you're differently able, that is totally fine. We work with you. We do have a lot of openings for that. As long as you're able to deliver for our customers, you are, you know, we will take you as an Amazonian. Regarding background checks, yes, depending on different roles, we do have background checks. We have, I'm also part of Amazon Air. So for those kinds of roles, there's different background check, TSA, background checks, and other different types of background checks that's been done for different kinds of roles, whether it's you're in a GSOC or aviation or just a corporate role. But we do have, we do require background checks. And yes, I've already touched on the bilingual languages. We do have a lot, especially in Arizona, Goodyear right now for GSOC. And yeah, was there any other question? Did I miss anything?
I think that was good.
Okay.
Anne?
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off of, you know, everyone else. You know, we are an equal opportunity, you know, employer, and we do background checks. You know, we are regulated also, so our background checks are pretty consistent. It's drug test, background, and fingerprints. So we do that, and we do fingerprints, you know, on site. But it's a process, and the background process is the same throughout whatever position you're interested in applying for.
Okay. All right. Well, I am going to turn this back over to Verily. She's got a couple of things to add. Let me share my screen here. And before we do that, I just want to thank everybody. You guys did amazing. I loved how succinct you guys were in answering the questions. And I already had a couple of people thank us for the valuable content today. So I just want to thank all of you. All right, Verily, it's to you.
Oh, thank you. Well, again, thank you to our wonderful panelists. I certainly learned a lot, and amazing information. And thank you so much for taking the time to join our meeting today. Very much appreciated. So as I mentioned at the beginning, my day job is I'm a business services representative with Arizona at Work, Maricopa County. So I'm just going to share some resources for job seekers and employers. Firstly, our Arizona at Work website, where you can find details about our statewide network of offices. We serve job seekers of all backgrounds, abilities, skill levels, and ages. We administer programs and services, including career advice, job training, and help with furthering your education. As well, we have details about the apprenticeship program on our website. Additionally, our website provides links to many other resources, including Arizona Commerce Authority Return Stronger Initiative, which offers training grants. So our Arizona at Work Maricopa County Career Centers in Glendale and Gilbert, we have remained open. We're open from 8 to 5, Monday to Friday. Clients are welcome to use our computers to come in, search and apply for jobs. And as well, we have numerous flyers with many job opportunities. Of course, we're taking stringent precautions. We sanitize all surfaces regularly. We have a cleaning crew come in, and we observe social distancing. And we only allow 10 people to come in at a time. Another service we offer is if you need help, if any job seeker needs help with interview, preparedness, resume, you can go to resumehelp@maricopa.gov and get an online tutorial there. Moving on to Arizona Job Connection. That's a statewide resource where job seekers can search many, many thousands of jobs. And employers can post their jobs. It's sort of a matchmaking service. And Arizona at Work and Arizona Job Connection are completely free. So a few resources I'd like to mention. For those that aren't familiar, Career Connectors is a great organization. They have many resources for job seekers. That's not my dog. They have resume help, LinkedIn help. They host virtual meetings every week featuring keynote speakers and hiring companies. So I encourage you to take a look at them and sign up on their website for their newsletters if you haven't done so. Pipeline AZ is another great resource for job seekers. You can search for jobs on their website, and they host virtual job fairs. So some information, and you can see my contact details there if you want to contact me. So moving on.
Oop.
Thank you. So we're very excited. We are partnering with the City of Chandler, Pipeline AZ, Arizona, Career Connectors, and Best Companies. We're hosting a virtual hiring event. We're very excited. It starts next week. There's about 600 opportunities that companies in Chandler have. Some of them are remote too. Some of them do offer remote or teleworking opportunities. So we're very excited about that. So as you can see, you can go there and register. And I'd encourage any job seekers to do so because, again, it's free and there's lots of companies and lots of opportunities. So that's our Chandler virtual hiring event. And we have our Super Job Blast newsletters. They come out, they're free, of course. You can get job leads and valuable information into your inbox. If you want to text Arizona at Work 22828, you can get started and get all these amazing links to jobs and information about jobs. I think we send it out twice a week, so that's a great resource too for job seekers. So now I'd like to encourage everybody to please consider joining NETPA if you haven't already done so. We think it's a great deal. It's only $25 a year per individual and $75 for a company organization, and that covers up to 5 employees. So here's a link if you'd like to join. And I think you'd really find that you'd have access to many resources and benefits. And again, I'd encourage you to join. All right, so finally, our next event, which will be virtual again via Zoom, will be Friday, July the 17th at 10 o'clock. So we will be sending out a flyer in the next week or so about that event. But for now, I'd like to mention we're very delighted to have Kevin McCloskey speak. He's the Director of Partnership Development for Disability Solutions. And the subject of his talk is going to be dispelling the fear and stigma of disability. So as you can see, he works directly with employers to develop programs which actively attract, hire and retain talent of people with disabilities and provides tools to help them best engage and support potential and current employees. Kevin is also responsible for developing and managing relationships with talent partners to meet the hiring needs of Disability Solutions employer clients. So I think that's going to be a very, very interesting presentation. We're looking forward to welcoming Kevin on Friday, July the 17th at 10. Again, we will be sending out a flyer about the event. So now it just remains for me to say thank you so much again to our wonderful panelists. Thank you very much for everybody who has attended. Have a great weekend and please be safe. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.